Hello everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Create Astral Modpack. In the previous episode, we went ahead and got the applied energistic system up and running. So now we have all of our items properly stored in this small area, and we can go ahead and interact with the terminal here, and we can actually view all of our items now. And by the way, I did actually go ahead and get all of the storage buses hooked up. I needed to use the dense cables in order to actually get everything hooked up here. So each of these dense smart cables are able to handle 32 channels. And then we have, I believe it's 4 each. So with all of these added up, it does actually end up making 20 channels. So yeah, we can definitely expand in the future if we need to. Right now, I just have a few of them sort of filtered with the casts here. And we're just using those for temporary storage, just so that random items don't go inside of these ones. And yeah, we can basically use them as storage in the future. And I was also able to upgrade a few of these with the basic storage units. And these all require a machine frame. So I actually went ahead and got a system for the basic machine frames up and running. And yeah, I did this in between episodes. It just requires a copper casing, silver that gets smelted down, and rubber. And that actually makes the basic machine frames. So what I want to do today is get the mechanical crafters up and running. And if we go ahead and look at the recipe for these, it's really simple. And I did the math. I think we're going to need 18 in total. Maybe 21 actually. I might need to double check the math on that. Basically, we're going to want a 3x3 with 12 additional ones. So yeah, I think that's going to be 21. So yeah, we'll have one of those set up. I haven't really figured out a place for it yet. Maybe on this wall. Or yeah, somewhere. Yeah, I'll figure out a place for it. Maybe in this hallway. And we'll use that one as a sort of manual mechanical crafter. And then, yeah, in the future, we can have basically automatic ones that are actually crafting things. So if I go ahead and take a look at the items that we have, it looks like we don't have any. So we're going to need to make a few of the precision mechanisms, some brass casings, and electron tubes. All of these things we have automated, so I should just have to go here. It would be nice to eventually have all of this set up to automatically get imported into our applied energistic system. So yeah, here is our precision mechanisms. And where... The problem with having winding hallways is that, yeah, you kind of lose things. So yeah, I don't think I actually set up a thing for the thingies. Yes, very descriptive of me. I don't have a machine for the electron tubes, so I think I've just been using this. Yeah, it's full of the molten rose gold, so I'll just have to make a few of those. And we'll craft as many as we can. Looks like we can make 15, which is pretty good. I'm probably going to have to make some more quartz here pretty soon, though. And let's see here. I'm going to need sandpaper. So that is all of our rose quartz sanded. Now we just need to place it here. And hopefully we have enough of the rose gold to fill all of these. Yeah, I should definitely set up a machine to automatically do these, but yeah, I'll have to do that in the future. So we got 12. I think that'll be enough to make what we need at least. So let's see how many we can make right now. Okay, we were able to make 3, and I think that was actually because I didn't have all of the copper casings yet. Or brass casings, sorry. And for some reason, this machine is not working anymore. Huh. My table seemed to have disappeared. I updated the pack, so maybe that's why, or maybe I stole it for something. I can't really remember. Here's one though, and if we get a cast, I believe we need an ingot cast. Oh right, it actually requires a basin, not a table. So yeah, that'll hopefully that'll fix it. There we go. I think that's doing the job. So yeah, now I just need to wait a while to get a few more of these brass casings. Oh, and while I'm waiting for those, something else that I did that I forgot to mention is I actually set up a second alternator here, and these are actually going into an MFE, and an MFE is basically just a battery. It'll store a bunch of power for us, and it's slowly, very, very slowly filling up. But basically all the power is going back into the applied energistic system. So yeah, hopefully eventually we can figure out a better power solution, but this will do for now at least. All right, and now we can make a few more at least. And I had all of the ingredients in here. All right, so that's 9. Let's hear, what were we missing? Some more precision mechanisms. Here we go, 18. So we're only 3 short now. So I just need to wait for one more brass casing. All right, here we go. And that should be the last one that we're gonna need. All right, and I think honestly, I'm just gonna try to center it here on this, oh no, because this is here. We could actually steal some power off of it. I think I'm fine with it being here for now, at least. So if we go ahead and place the crafters here like this, and then we're gonna need 3 more on this side. Now, I don't think to start off with, we actually need one this size, but I'm pretty sure that there's recipes later on that will actually require this many, so it'll be worth it just to do this right now and get these all set up. Go for 3 more there and 3 more down here at the bottom. We're also going to need some place to output it, and we'll also need my wrench because we can actually change how these actually output. So if we go ahead and right click these, you can see that they're actually rotating, and it'll actually change how and where these actually go, and that piece of cobblestone was stuck there. All right, I'm gonna get these all set up, maybe going towards the center and then all the way to the bottom. All right, I think that's all of them now. So you can kind of see that the sort of black part there, it's basically a belt, and it'll move the items in towards the direction that they're facing. So those should all go in towards the center and then go down, and I think I messed that one up. There we go. And then they'll all eventually end up at this one. And for now, I'm just going to leave it there, but I believe we can put a storage unit or a chest or something down at the bottom there. And now we just need to think about power, and we do actually already have a fully speeded up gearbox here. I don't know if we're going to need it fully speeded up though, honestly. So I might just pull it off of there instead. All right, and if I just place there we go. And then all we need left now is a button, and the button will actually allow the recipes to complete, even if it's not completely filled in, because by default, the mechanical crafter won't actually automatically craft if you just put items in, so like that for example, but if we were to press the stone button, it will actually craft it. So that is that quest done, and we actually get a Desh hammerhead. We already have a hammerhead, so that's fine. But the first thing that we should craft is actually a couple of crushing wheels. And this is the exact reason why we went for the bigger crafting grid, is because we're going to need a ton of andesite here, a silver ingot inside the center here. I think that's usually a cobblestone or stone. And then just a few planks, and that'll make our crushing wheels. All right, so what we do here is we actually just go ahead and place the items into the crafters directly. So we got all of our andesite on the outside, silver in the middle, and then oak planks surrounding that, and it will actually go ahead and automatically craft. And this is one of the coolest crafting animations ever. And yeah, there we go. Got a couple of crushing wheels. Now, interestingly enough, this quest actually did not complete, which is a little bit weird. But I think, yeah, there we go. If you just go ahead and put it in a chest or a container of any kind and pull it back out, that'll actually complete the quest. So we actually get a little bit of ore, which is pretty nice. The reason why you want to make some crushing wheels to crush up your ore is you actually get a decent chance of getting additional ore. It's not 100% like it used to be, but yeah, it's definitely worth it. It's a little bit lower for the raw gold, but yeah, I think that's all we're going to have an option for. I don't think that we can actually gather ores with Silk Touch. I don't think that Silk Touch is actually available in this pack, sadly. So now what I want to do is actually get an automatic crushing system set up using those crushing wheels that we just got. So I think I'm just going to set this up pretty much in the exact same style that I've been doing for all of my other machines. And I'm just going to set it up across from the mechanical crafter. And so yeah, basically we're going to want to pull items out of this one. And those will go directly into the crushing wheel. And by the way that we place the crushing wheels is pretty simple. We just place them down like this and make sure that there's no space in between. Or sorry, we want one block, but you shouldn't be able to go down inside of it. And I'm actually going to go ahead and place some one lower. And that way we can actually, whoops, not like that. Let's see if it'll go on the side. Here we go. And we can actually put a chute on top, and then all we need to do is place a couple of the crude storages, basically use them as a pipe, as we have been. And hopefully that'll actually automatically go into the crushing wheels. And then we'll just run a belt underneath of the crushing wheels that'll pull the crushed items out and into a crude storage unit, and then up into our output. Now, I haven't tested this, so hopefully it works, but yeah, it definitely should. So now I'm going to go ahead and hook up all the power for this, and hopefully it'll work. Then, yeah, we'll come back. All right, and this should be the last thing that I need to actually hook up the power. And unfortunately, it's spinning the wrong way, so I think what I'm going to have to do is hook this up like that, and then just use a belt. Cool, so that is all of the crushing wheels spinning in the correct direction. And now I'm just going to go ahead and give this a quick test. So I guess I'm going to grab some raw copper, I guess. And that should give us a little more than a stack of the other stuff. Okay, so what I need to do is configure these. Almost forgot. I really wish that this mod pack had actual pipes, because it is a little bit annoying setting up the crude storages every time. So this one needs to go in on the front, out on the back, and in on the front, out on the bottom. Okay, looks like these are stuck here. Out the back. I wonder if this one's set up a little bit weird. Yeah, these crude storage units are a little bit frustrating to work with, but I do like them. So you're in, we'll go in on the side and out to the left. Okay, let's try to put the copper back in. Okay, in. Which direction is this facing? There we go. In on the back. Okay, and that's actually, yep, that's working now. So that should be throwing those into the crushing wheels. I need to put a funnel on this one, but I'm actually going to configure it first. So it should be in on the input, or in on the front. And that should go in, perfect. Oh, right, and there's actually extra items here. So I think what I want to do is actually replace the output with a barrel, but I'll do that in a second. So right, this will be out on the top. And we can actually go ahead and copy this. So we'll go in on the bottom, out of the top, and Control C, and Control V, except we want the output on that side, I believe. Set the correct side. Should be on the back. Yep, and then like this. So that should automatically bring all the items in. Perfect. Yeah, look at that. Oh, we're getting so much more ore now. So what we can do now that we have crushing wheels is to actually crush up cobbled deep slate, which will give us a bunch of random ores. And we can actually complete this quest pretty easily. It just requires 2,000 cobbled deep slate, which we have more than enough of, I'm pretty sure. Let me see here, cobbled deep slate, yep. Right here, we just fill our inventory and hopefully that quest will complete. Looks like we have 800. Yeah, I'm just gonna have to completely empty my inventory, it looks like. Just keep pulling that out until eventually that quest completes. Let's see here, J. 1800, so close. It's kind of funny that it requires you to fill your inventory, but it's the way it goes sometimes. There we go. Yeah, that is that completed now. In gravity, interesting. Huh, okay. And yeah, since we have all of this deep slate, I'm just gonna go ahead and throw this inside of here. And I know that I'm using deep slate to build with, but honestly, my mining board gives me so much that it's really not a huge deal. So yeah, I am curious to see what the deep slate will give me. It does look like it's just literally random stuff. So I'm getting zinc and redstone and coal, even lapis, which is pretty good. All right, and another task that should be pretty easy to accomplish is to actually automate sand. So if we go ahead and grind up gravel into sand, that'll actually produce sand. We can also wash it into clay and we can get different materials from it. And having this one machine should be enough to actually automate all of this. So I'm not going to worry about doing an additional machine just for sand, at least for now. So basically what I'm going to do is grab out a ton of gravel here. And we might as well do it all and throw it into the machine. Whoops. Oh, I just threw in a stack of sand here. Oh yeah, and something that I forgot to mention as well is I actually have a sort of a station for my mining board here. So basically it'll pull out all of the items from this and it'll actually directly import it into the system using an import bus. And I actually have it filtered so that it will leave the rails and coal inside, which is pretty good for, yeah, keeping it going. All right, that is the sand quest completed, and that actually gives us 512 clear glass, which is pretty cool. All right, and I think that the last thing I want to do in today's episode is to actually set up a Moonstone generator, and this will actually allow us to automatically get Desh, and Desh is going to be pretty useful here, coming up pretty soon here, because we're going to need a ton of Desh plates in order to actually craft the rocket, which is made from Desh blocks. We're going to need Desh tanks. And yeah, Desh is going to be super valuable coming up pretty soon here. So yeah, it'll be a good idea to actually get this up and automated. So the way we're going to do this is to actually wash moon sand. And that will give us a 12% chance to get Desh as well as cheese. And the way we get moon sand is to actually just go ahead and crush the moonstone into moon sand, and we can generate moonstone automatically. And it looks like it can't actually generate from moon cobblestone, so I think we're gonna actually have to smelt the cobblestone into stone first after we mine it. So yeah, that's just one more step. Pretty simple though, either way. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and put some of this stuff away, and yeah, I'll get started on that system. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and test how this system works. I doubt it's gonna work on the first try. Let's let's see here. I believe that's going to need to be Moonstone, and maybe I put lava there and go like this and water there. No, okay. I might need to flip this around. Go like that. Yeah, there we go. So that'll be there, and we're gonna want a drill somewhere here. By the way, this is just me prototyping this. I don't know exactly how much space this is gonna take up, or even if I want it here, but so yeah, that'll drill that, and then we're gonna need some way to push it out, so maybe we use another encased fan. So I can move the drill on top and then put the fan on the side. And hopefully that fan will blow the blocks that have been mined over here. And then we can put a lava bucket here. And we'll put a sign in front of this, and hopefully that'll blow over this way far enough. And that'll smelt those items. And we can put the crushing wheels here, maybe. Get those set up like that, and then we'll have a system here. We may need to filter it so that it automatically grabs only the moonstone rather than the cobbled moonstone. And then that'll get put into the crushing wheels. And then finally we will have to wash it. And yeah, that'll go somewhere around here. It doesn't really matter right now. So yeah, that'll wash the moon sand, because after this it'll be sand. We can go something like that. Sand will go over here. And then once it's washed, it'll produce Desh. So yeah, then we'll have the output over here, maybe. The system's a little bit sloppy, and yeah, this is definitely a prototype, so hopefully I can figure something out that will actually work and be pretty small form factor. Yeah, let me figure something out. All right, so I've spent about the last hour or so actually working on the machine itself, and yeah, this is what I could come up with. It is a little bit messy sometimes here with the cobblestone generator, but yeah, it is actually working. So basically over here it generates the moon cobblestone, and then I have a it's hard to see, but you can probably hear it. Maybe there's an electric furnace inside of here, and it's just hooked up to an alternator. And yeah, this is basically smelting everything down. Now this does have the side effect of producing basalt as well, which I'm pretty much fine with. It doesn't really matter too much. So yeah, that's just hooked up to an alternator, and that's powering that. And then the items actually get sent up here into a crude storage unit, and then it outputs it into the chute. And yeah, this produces a lot of items that kind of get scattered around. I don't know what to do with that. Maybe if I turn this into a contraption, that might help, but yeah, anyway, so that goes into the chute, and then it goes down into the crushing wheel. It gets crushed down, and then the product comes out here and gets that only lets a few items in, and it looks like I'm gonna have to add the basalt dust to the filter here really quick. There we go. And put that back there, and we can go like that. So yeah, that is that's the machine pretty much done. So after that, it goes into here and filters into the output chest. And yeah, that's pretty much the entire system. It's pretty easy to explain, but building this thing was super frustrating. I think I built this thing 3 times, and yeah, this is probably the best I'm going to be able to do, at least for now, for this machine. But yeah, it is definitely producing us a good amount of Desh and basalt dust, which I don't really know what to do with this. But yeah, so anyway, so yeah, that is the Desh up and automated. So if we go ahead and take a look at the quest log, we can see that the Moonstone generator, I technically already completed the quest because I picked up some Moonstone, but yeah, that is actually that done now. And with the mechanical crafters and the crushing wheels all completed, I think that's probably going to do it for today's episode. I think in the next episode, what I want to do is actually take a little bit of a step back towards the power production, and that'll actually get us working towards compressors, which will allow us to make plates, and eventually we'll be able to make solar panels, which I think is going to help us out a lot, especially when it comes to like the applied energistic system, as well as some of these other machines that we're going to be able to make pretty soon. And yeah, I can't remember if the NASA workbench requires power or not, but if it does, we'll have power for it. And yeah, so anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. I'll catch you next time. Peace.